Welcome. In this video, we're going to look at at reporting services. It's a reporting services video, but specifically, we are going to look at how you are able to automate bills and invoices. How you're really going to be able to automate your billing system. Now, it's really possible that you are able to automate letters to customers. You and looking at invoices and statements to customers, reminders. You are able to, and other sorts of reports. You are able to automate them, schedule them for delivery, design them, have one report design being sent to respective customers with particular details that relate to customers. In this particular case, what I did, first of all, to be able to design a report of that nature, you need to first of all create a report project. You get to create a report project. When you create a report project, the report project I created is called customer letter. You can see it here. A report project will have a shared data source and then the reports themselves. It could be a set of reports all tapping into the shared data source, one shared data source. It could be one single report. You could deploy as many reports as you can from a single shared data source. So I created a data source here, a shared data source. You could probably have a look at it here. If you can edit it, I went into the server that hosts the database of AdventureWorks and then made a connection. So all the data I'm working with, all the report and statement is coming from a database embedded within my server. Now, on top of this customer one shared data source, I build a report. Now, the way to build a report is basically to invoke a blank report. You invoke a blank report of a list form, not a report wizard, and then come and if you can have a look at it, come and add a few of the parameters that you would want to be included in the report. Now, this kind of report will normally use the feature of the list. You come down here and create a list. Now, in the list, you are able to add a series of maybe one thing before we get to that, I need to show you that from the report itself, I have a set of attributes or components that I can add. I can add the execution time of it. I can add the page number, report folder, report name, and all that. But these are built-in functions. But we look at other functions that you bring into the report. Look at tools like images. You can bring in a series of images. For example, this image that you see, the logo, actually is an image that I brought in from an external source. So you also look at the data sets. The data set that we are working with, is called customer one. So it has a series of parameters. I created it through this procedure. Came to new, then created a new data set, and built it on a designer. As you can see, I queried a set of parameters and had it built, created select statements. I could add a series of tables from the database. Basically, I'm just trying to show you the procedure of how you connect to your database from reporting services, so as to bring in information that will work with the report. So eventually you populate the data set with attributes and components that will come into the report. So when you have those tools ready, those sets of information ready, then you begin to design the report itself. My report, I'm trying to design something that notifies the customer of my organization's intentions to update our contact details. So I'm saying Dear customer, the customer's first name, we intend to update your contact details in our database. We're in the process of updating our customer details, your customer details in our records, and at the moment this is what we have. So please let us know if we need to change anything. So this will be distributed to each and every customer automatically, and because you can schedule a report to be delivered by email, but most of all you're still able to deploy it on your company website, so each customer can get to pick it from there, or you can notify them by email. So what I did, I came, most of these fields can be added. We can delete these, then come to the report data series, come and bring it back. I'm just adding this for purposes of illustration. Come and bring it back the way it is. The name comes from a text box. Name comes from a text box. You can see me fix it there. I could add something like that name, but I don't need it here. It's basically for illustration purposes. So I need to take it away. Take that away. So basically you build a report. Now when you have the report built, you can add images, you can add a table, just in case you're probably creating a bill or an invoice that has calculated fields of data, probably talking about the balance. You can add anything. That you can add an image, you can add list, you can add rectangle, a gauge, a chart, anything. This kind of report. Then when you're through with the report, you deploy. Okay, actually before we get to this, you will have to deploy the report. The way to deploy a report is you'll come and have it deployed to the report server, where it will be accessed by the customer. And from the deployment, the report can be previewed. Now I have made it in such a way that for each customer on our database, this letter is made in a separate page. So you have a customer Chloe, dear Wef, dear Sharon, dear Clarence, dear Luke, and each of the addresses comes, corresponding addresses comes, because of course it's speaking from the information we have in our database. So these changing parameters are specific for each of the clients. It's not that they come into the generic for all of the clients. It's specific for each of the clients. So we have that, and remembering that this information has to be accessed by either the client or one of the staff members who may not even know Business Intelligence Studio. So the provision is that you deploy this very report, the way you saw me doing this, you deploy this very report for accessibility to maybe some kind of company website. It's very easy to configure. So I've created a company, what I've called a company website at the moment, and I've pointed the deployment to a report server. So when I say localhost whttp.localhost report server, all of the reports that I've created so far have been deployed for delivery to the report server. So here is our customer letter report. I'll double click it. Now as you see, the reports can be accessed via a report server, a web server, a report URL. So anyone, even outside your organization, authorized users only, will be able to see these reports. You can browse through them, but the point here is that each customer will receive what belongs to them. Now you also have the option of exporting. You can export it as an XML file, CSV file, if you need to add it to other information or other databases, PDF, Excel, Word. You can make all of such exports. If you say you need Excel, then you have to click export. I won't do that because it will take a bit of time, since the number of customers are quite many, but I hope you get the idea. Okay, so you now see that you can actually automate your billing system and have customers receive notifications, bills, statements, letters by email or by access to the web server. Bye for now, and thank you.